Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Comics News Today for the 11th of December. Whew, time is flying, man. Christmas is coming right around the corner. I know everybody's gearing up and getting excited for that. Hopefully, you got your trees up and your presents wrapped. That's always an exciting and happy thing to do, although I don't get to do it anymore. Although I think my daughter will come back for a little bit for Christmas, so I get to see one of my kids, so that's nice. But nevertheless, welcome, welcome, welcome. Do check out our links down below as usual. Thank you for doing that, particularly our fan speak over on Facebook. That's a lot of fun, so we hope you're part of that. But also hit that share button and let your family and friends and extended community know what's going on so they can come over here and join us. Now, we also appreciate those subs and likes, of course, but we are live streamers, so that's really what helps us the most. But we do appreciate you and happy to have you guys here and be part of our conversations and covering of the news. But as you guys know, I love to come over here and say hello to my panelists. Now, the first one I got here is the most slick and oiled bird you have ever seen. He's buff. He's
Hi, George.
badass. He's from New Zealand, not Canada. Hi, Booster.
Oh, it's me.
Hmm.
Oh, goodness. I'm the slick one, yes.
Yeah. He just slides right off.
Slide in your girls' DMs,
Ooh,
boys.
ooh, ooh,
So
ooh,
watch
ooh,
out.
ooh, watch out. Nice to have you here, Booster. Of course,
Oh,
we're
it's
also
always lovely
joined
to be
by,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we're also joined by the very, very angry and often interested in causing trouble from
Hello,
Canada,
Dinale.
the Snowy Lands. We have George.
Oh, I'm getting them all mixed up.
You are.
Yes, yes, yes. That's me, the angry Canadian. I'm very angry.
Which
Greetings,
is,
everybody.
Mhm.
And I
is,
just want to say today I'm especially extra special angry.
Uh-oh.
Fuchsia's back. We got the
Oh, no.
fuchsia going on.
Yeah,
All
But
right.
you don't represent your.
I
Go
had a
ahead, George.
nice meal. I had a
Uh-oh.
good drink.
Huh?
I'm just bubbling over right now with a lot of energy, and that energy is going to be channeled into anger.
Hopefully we have angry news for you.
I hope
Yeah,
we do.
yeah.
I hope we do.
I need angry news.
Yeah.
I need
Well,
angry
George,
news.
you don't represent your people very well. I mean, Canadians are known as soft pushovers, and you're not really representing there, brother.
What are you talking about? We got Wolverine, Captain Kirk, and Adama.
Adama.
Or
Which Adama? Now, come on, Lauren Green.
Lauren
Or
Green, Leslie Nielsen, and Wayne Gretzky.
yeah, no, that's true. Well, in truth, George, a
Ryan
lot of
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah, a lot of great actors and comedians come out of Canada. Actually, it's a really good resource, and
They're funny people.
they are, dude. They are funny people,
Yeah.
and they got a
But if you really
funny
want me to throw
looking
the
prime
atomic bomb
minister
on you,
too, huh?
you really want me to throw the atomic bomb on you?
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
John Candy.
Oh, okay. Hands up, hands up. John Candy was awesome.
Praise.
Praise, indeed, praise. And of course, you guys also know that we're joined by the most esteemed Dinale Lama. Hello, sir.
Hello, guys. I'm doing fantastic here. Working the holidays and all that nice stuff. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm sure. Well, of course, I don't really get. I'm in Japan. There isn't an actual holiday here, so of course I work through the holidays as well. But I have a lot of fun though, because I have control over my destiny in a way. So I do quite a bit of not Disney stuff, but Christmas stuff. And Disney this year is coming in because I ended up picking up. I don't know what you'd call it, but I don't know, a Disney Christmas package, I guess, of some kind, and that has all kind of cool party favors and just Disney stuff galore. And I know we kind of rail on Disney, but kids love that stuff, man. So we're gonna be having a lot of fun at the Christmas parties this year. I think I'm looking forward to it. So you know.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it is awesome. That's the good thing about Disney. We have to always remember when it comes right down to it, it is the absolutely beautiful commercialization of our children. And that should always be make a warm spot in your heart. It's important. It's important. So before we jump over the news, which we do have a lot, is there anything you guys would like to cover first?
Well, there's two. The first one is that the Swedish equivalent of our MPAA did a full synopsis of the Rise of Skywalker, basically confirming almost all the leaks of what the movie's going to be.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I saw
if you're
that.
wondering, if you're wondering why we're not covering it, there's other channels that are covering it.
Mhm.
You can watch the full analysis on those other channels. But basically, it's
all true.
sad. It's all true.
It is, yeah. Just go check out Midnight's Edge. It's probably the best place to go
Didn't
for
Todd tell us that we shouldn't be talking about rumors?
that. This is no longer a rumor because
Suck it, Todd.
Suck it, Todd. Well, because the Motion Picture Association of America was the MPAA, but Sweden has their own, and they do not allow many Scandinavian countries, and I think other European countries as well. They don't let Hollywood rate itself. They say no, we'll take care of rating a movie. Thank you very much. So they have to. Everything has to be presented to them, and they go through and they will rate it. And then when they rate it, which they put a child 11 ranking on it. So any child 11 or less shouldn't be seeing this movie. Was the rating they put on it, and they go through and they explain why they give that rating. And in that explanation, it gives out some spoilers. Basically, is what it is. But like I said, Midnight's Edge, go check it out. Those guys have got that covered very, very well. And honestly, for anything, the cool thing about Midnight's Edge, guys, is it's quite clear they have a lot of connections in the movie industry. So they tend to be far more correct than most people, which is, I think, valuable. But nevertheless, I don't know them. I'm not shilling for them. It's just, it is what it is. No, looking over here in the chat, we got Roger Heller. Hello, sir. Nice to have you. Joshua Hughes. Oh, we love Joshua. He's our favorite troll. Eric Hawkins is in here. Hey, evening, dude. What's up? Do keep in mind, guys, that in a little less than 2 hours from now, of course, is the Drawn and Quartered Pro Edition, and our very own Tank Ferret is going over to represent today. So hopefully you guys will get over there and give him some support. We also have Cronus Kyron in here. Hey, hello. He says, "Hail, baby Vader." Always. Eric say, "Canadians, the French of North America." Yeah, right. Hey, Chester and John Candy. Dude, John Candy's badass. I loved him. We have Ara Gelenian. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but happy to have you here. Nick C's here. He says, off to a great start, guys. John Candy reference and Kronos Kyra mentioned Eric Lindros. Very good, dude. Kronos says, we keep the French in one spot for their safety from the monstrous moves that wanders Canada. Yeah,
That's true.
It is true.
Well, you keep the French in. What'd you get the French in one spot for everyone else's bloody safety?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. And it's so true. But Eric says, "Silly Chester. Of course Disney's for kids, just like tricks are for kids and not rabbits." Ha 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 ha. Nick Say says, it's all true. All of it. Old Man Solo. Howdy, y'all. Eric Boyd is in here. Very nice. One of the voices in Hollywood. Not gonna tell you which. Okay. And Sheldon says, "Hello, fellas." Well, hello to you as well. Very happy to have you guys in here. Do keep in mind, please hit that share button for us so we can have more people coming and joining us and having some fun with us. But with that said, it is time to jump over to the news and get right into it. And the first bit we have here is from our very own Booster.
Is it?
You did something valuable, maybe.
Maybe.
We're about to find out if it's the clips from Watchmen again. We might accidentally destroy the channel again.
We will. Now, what I'm going to do is, just for safety's sake here, I'm going to throw up the icon for IndieCom TV. I don't have the. I'm having a little trouble changing the icon I already created for stupid reasons, but anyway, the IndieCom is up there, so we're going to have that because it seemed to work last time. Watermark is seeming to affect it, but let's go ahead and let me click on
now
this.
sponsored by IndieCom. Thanks, Todd. I'll expect my
Todd.
check in the mail.
Hey, man, I'm part of it, so it works. It works. All right, here we go. I don't know what this is. Is this going to offend me?
Yes.
Booster, why?
Absolutely.
Are you yelling at you?
Go.
No.
I introduce you all to Dr. Holland.
Dr. Harlem. My God.
Look at the top of his head.
No.
Look at his
No.
lips.
Holy crap, dude.
It hurts. It hurts. My soul
He
being
tried
sucked
it.
out. No. No.
Okay, okay, all right, all right, all right, all right, right, right. I get it. I get it.
This show, man.
Well,
This is
No,
brutal.
Dinale losing it, I think, is the price of admission right here.
yeah. Well, dude, come on now. Come on now. What do we have here? And thank you to ER for putting the video up, and we
He
didn't
has
ask.
great channel, by the
Yeah,
way. He does
well,
great work.
cool. We didn't ask your permission, but thank you anyway. But the thing with this that gets me is because these progressives, in their epic and internal journey to correct the world to their proper thinking, they often create the debacle that is racism by inadvertently being racist, right? Now, how often do they sit there and complain about blackface? And I've said myself, and you guys get upset with me, there are times that blackface is just fine because you're not disrespecting a thing, you're respecting a thing. You're homaging it, right? But whatever, I get it. You guys get upset when I say that. But here's the thing.
It's weird.
Is this
It's a
not the
weird
most
perspective.
But is it though? And is this not
Yes.
the weirdest blackface you've ever seen in your life?
Oh yeah, it is. It is definitely some strange kind of blackface. The funniest thing about it, in this episode alone, right? Adrian Veidt manages to use three massive progressive words and chain them all into one sentence, right? He says something along the lines to John as, John, it's no longer the 80s, it's 2009, and most people find this appropriation to be problematic.
Wow, dude. Wow.
I'm sorry. I thought this was a new segment for the Blue Man Group.
Yeah, right?
Where
Right?
they're going. It's like, woo.
It is
I'm like,
interesting. You know, the weird thing for me is, let me bring this back full screen again. The weird thing for me is, usually when you look at the black folks, they are so awesome when it comes to color and fashion, right? It's just something about the tone of their skin and color clothing. It really works well, and I'm so jealous of them. But blue doesn't work for black, man. It doesn't. That gigantic head
Does
does
not.
not work, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's a bull cap, isn't it?
It is.
I
It
swear.
is. Yeah.
yes.
I swear he wasn't looking this ridiculous earlier, man. When he wasn't painted blue. But
Yeah.
oh man,
Now we know what Mega Mind live action's gonna be.
people
Right.
And
are
then you have
comparing him to
Warfare's voice
Squidward.
coming out.
Yeah. Well, you were
People are
telling me
comparing him
about.
to Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Well, it does kind of look like that. And what was some? You were telling me
Yeah.
some people instead of calling him Doctor Manhattan, he's Doctor Harlem or something like that.
Dr. Harlem.
Yeah,
I quite
jeez.
like Dr. Detroit.
Yeah. Oh goodness gracious. The racism. The racism. But epic blackface you guys got here. Sweetness.
Well done, Damon.
No,
Yeah.
wait,
What's your
wouldn't
name?
it be Blueface because he's from Mars now, and all Martians are green?
Are they? There you go. There you go. Disrespecting the Martians. Disrespecting
Yeah,
the Martians.
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Oh wow.
Sorry, I haven't drinking my coffee there. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, okay, next. But damn, dude.
Yeah, I regret watching this. I watched it just to kind of hate watch it, and it paid off for me.
Well, there you go. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Dinale. What do we got here?
Thor's Anthony. Actors are pretty stupid. My opinion is not worth anything.
Okay.
From a smart.
I'm gonna stop you
actor.
right there.
Mhm.
Thor's Anthony Hopkins.
Yes.
This is Anthony Hopkins' most iconic role. Is it? He played Odin in the Marvel film Thor. Oh my.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Just chill
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Just chill out. Yep.
Well, no, I think the point that
That's
Booster.
disrespectful to Anthony
It
Hopkins.
is because
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins has done so many amazing things. It's kind of like saying that the most epic Anthony Hopkins role ever, Transformers. More than meets the eye. Right, this guy. I mean, if you want to see a great Anthony Hopkins movie, I will suggest one to you. The Last Indian.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson of Solo fame.
Or
Right, right. But they do that crap, dude. They do
or
that.
Silence of the Lamb.
So of
And
course that's great as
Yes,
well. I
yeah.
mean, Anthony Hopkins
Are the
is many
lambs
things.
still
Yeah.
screaming, Clarice?
Yeah. But what he's making, the point he's making, of course, I think is pretty
Yeah.
obvious. But it's very simply that you're an actor. Shut up and dance. You know.
Dance, monkey dance.
Exactly, and he's right. He's 100% right. We're not going to get into the article because it's really nothing more than that. He's simply saying, I don't have an opinion. I'm just an actor.
Right. And actors are people who just dance. Like
Yes.
the Zoolander, where they're saying actors just tell us what they do. Or models.
And they're using their notoriety very selfishly.
Yeah.
In some ways, yeah, that is very true. And of course, we see a lot of time it's virtue signaling, and this is not something that should be forgotten and unrepeated because it's very, very much about virtue signaling. We saw this with Daisy Ridley here recently. Over the years, she hasn't said too much. I mean, she kind of keeps a little bit out of it. But someone was saying she's a privileged girl, which she is a privileged girl, which I don't really necessarily have that much problem with. But she got angry and was like, "No, I'm not privileged. No." She got all upset. So then, of course, after that, she had to virtue signal, "Hey, I'm still one of you guys. Trump sucks, and all his people are stupid and crazy." It's virtue signaling. She's just trying to protect herself, and we don't care, Daisy. No one even likes you, and that sucks. I feel bad for her. Do you guys have any sympathy for Daisy Ridley at all?
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to forget
Wait.
anybody involved in that Disney trilogy.
Who's this?
Yeah, who's this?
Daisy Ridley, some square-faced Becky.
Daisy
I don't know.
Ridley. Is she a professor or something?
Oh,
I don't
goodness. Poor girl.
I don't know.
I feel bad for her, dude. I do.
Is she a city employee?
No.
Mm.
No,
I don't
she's just a
know.
little rich
Daisy
kid.
Ridley in her hit movie Ophelia.
I never watched that.
So you say she's an actress?
They say so. They say so.
She's well known for her role in Murder on the Orient Express.
Is she? All right, next.
Maybe she played beside bloody Anthony Hopkins.
No, George. No, you're correct. We get the point. We got it.
No,
I've checked it off twice. It's you have been recognized. So FanFest news, Dinale.
Right. This is from Simile. And they're reporting, which we reported months ago as well, that the last Starfire sequels, it is on its way. Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding us, because maybe something to look forward to.
I'm
because
definitely looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're using the same creative forces from the first movie as well for the sequel. So hopefully it's good, but history and past and all that tends to make me pessimistic and say no. But I got fingers crossed. Be good, be good, be good, be good.
Hopefully it will be. And once again, I really appreciate. I put this up here because I love this last Starfire. Of course, I was a perfect age to. It came out exactly with the right age for me, and it's one of my favorite flicks. I know it's not the greatest movie of all time. I get it, but it carries so much nostalgia and love for me. And the thing that makes me most happy about this article is the word sequel. Right. I don't want a reboot. I don't want a soft reboot. I don't want a reimagining. I want a sequel. Right. And this thing is kind of killing me with the Ghostbusters trailer we saw. Of course, the SJWs are hating it, which just means it's going to make more money. So, good on them for that. But a lot of people are using the word soft reboot. No, it looks like it's a straight up sequel, actually. So what's the wrong? It's basically Ghostbusters 3. They're not putting the title in there, and that's because Dan Aykroyd is directly involved with it. And Dan Aykroyd was really upset that they called Ghostbusters 2 Ghostbusters 2 because he didn't like the numbering system. So the fact that he's involved and he obviously has more pull than he had over the second Ghostbuster movie is why it isn't Ghostbusters 3 because he doesn't like it, right? But it's obviously a sequel. It's not a soft reboot at all.
Well, also the fact that for the 2016, which he was involved with, he told the director, Paul Feig, about, you need to make these key sequences, which the director didn't do, which forced them to go back and
Right.
shoot those original scenes to make it palatable and waste more money. So
Yep.
Sony learned from their lessons to listen to Dan
Oh,
Aykroyd
I don't
over.
know. I don't know if I'd heap praise like that on top of Sony. Learning lessons? Ha! I don't think that's happening, dude. Well, my point is the word sequel.
Yeah,
A soft
yeah,
reboot is like The Force Awakens. And that's a soft reboot because, yes, it is continuing the story, but obviously they're trying to remake the original New Hope. It's very clear. So that's a soft reboot. The one thing I do like about the Ghostbusters trailer is it looks like it's completely different. They're going a completely different direction, which is interesting, right? But it still has that Ghostbusters feel to it. And like I said before, I don't know if it's something that's really interesting to me per se, but it looked good, it felt right, and it's something new. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Anyway, moving on. I'm excited about this. I hope other people are. Oh, I really hope it's good. I got my fingers crossed. Booster, have you seen The Last Starfighter, dude?
I know I've seen like the first half of it or so. Many years ago though.
Mm.
That's the one where a kid that was very good at an arcade machine got sucked into a real life space battle. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know about this.
Yeah, and I don't know if you go back and watch it later, like now, if you've never seen it before and you go watch it, I don't know how well it holds up, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Uh,
it doesn't look like a movie that holds up well.
no, it doesn't. But it was fun though, and with a modern CG, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's cool, and the fact that they're really looking at moving it forward. It sounds like the actor, or and maybe even plural actors from the original are involved. We have original creators involved, so I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, next. Ooh, what's this?
All right, so this is the Clint Eastwood upcoming Richard Jewell's biopic, and they're going to be in a legal battle because the Atlanta Journal-Constitution is threatening lawsuit for their portrayal over the media failings and behavior when this occurred back in 1996, and Richard Jewell actually filed a lawsuit against the publisher in real life and kind of lost it because at the time the ruling was that because that was the news of the day, they couldn't be sued for that, but there was no correction made by the publication, far as I know from it. And this is pretty interesting because it kind of deals with what's going on with today's politics, media, and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, they're inappropriate all the time. If there's a law about that, well, they're breaking it constantly. Unfortunately, at this time in my life in 1996, I was literally traveling around the world. So I didn't watch TV or nothing, dude. And of course, we had no cell phones and I didn't have internet or anything like that. So I have no clue at all what this is, dude. Who's the hell is Richard Jewell?
He's a security guard who found a bomb near one of the parks, I believe, and he was called a national. He was called a hero by the state.
The
But
Olympics
then,
thing.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, in Atlanta. Oh, yeah, I remember
yeah,
seeing bits and pieces of that. Yeah.
yeah. And basically, they started suspecting that he might have been the guy because they fit the profile, and then started to manipulate everything so he can become the scapegoat until the real bomber was captured and revealed himself.
Was he actually guilty?
No, he was completely innocent, but because he was one of those victims tried by the media kind of deal,
Oh.
and they said, "Oh, he's obviously it because he fits this profile."
What happened to
Uh,
him? Did he get exonerated, or what happened to the guy?
yeah. About I want to say around 2015, 2010, around that area, the state of Georgia and the governor exonerated him, saying he was completely innocent of the whole thing. But already, by that time, his reputation has been thrown in through the mud. He went on
Obliterated,
to
yeah.
obliterate it, and he went through suing a lot of media for their coverage of that. He settled for most, and the only one
Oh,
that
that's
went
good.
to trial. the one that he went to trial with but lost was the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Okay. So what is their problem here? Is Clint Eastwood telling that entire story, beginning to end?
Yeah, pretty much he's telling how the portrayal of the media has affected this man, and one of the spearheading media that's being portrayed is actually the Atlanta, Georgia Constitution, because they're the main publication in Atlanta
Oh,
where
I see.
that happened.
So is this our boy Clint Eastwood giving a judo chop to the modern media? Is that what this is?
I think that's
Yeah.
Kathy Bates on the side there.
Yes,
It
she's
is.
playing
Cool.
the mother of the main character, who's right there,
Yeah.
the mustache.
Crazy lady, but she's a very good actress, however.
Yes,
But
yes.
wow, that good on you, Mr. Eastwood. Give him hell, dude. And it must be working because they're pissed, dude. Jesus. All right, cool. I get it. I get it. Thank you. I am informed. See, this is how you go from ignorance to not in your ignorance. Let me see here. Back in Galaxian days. Yes, Kronos. It's awesome. Summer 2020. New Ghostbusters. New Top Gun. Welcome back to the 80s, dude. They've been copying the 80s for a decade, man. They can't do anything new. Let me see. Krull. I want to see part 2 of the kid and him taking over the galaxy. Krull was a fun little flick, but it could have been so much better. And doing a sequel to that might be interesting. Wonder Woman trailer looked at that bad villain. Don't he look like Trump? Of course, they can't help themselves. Yeah, it did. And the trailer, I didn't like the trailer, but I have trailers. We can like them and not like them. It doesn't really matter until you see the movie, I guess. Sony is now going to start outing titles to PC users. Chester, they are listening to some of us gamers. Maybe they are. I hope they are. Let me see here. By the time I get my assets made, nice, and I'll short TV X flying out the might be. I have no idea what you're saying, Kronos. One sentence at a time. Rebel Comics and Gaming, Mogwai. I don't get the joke, Booster. He keeps saying it, but I don't get it. Is this some
I don't. He
millennial
likes
meme
Mogwai.
thing?
He likes Mogwais. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I like Mogwais too.
He
Gizmo's
likes
cute.
Mogwais.
He's cute.
I think he's trying to be saying Baby Yoda.
Oh, Baby Yoda. Yeah, Baby Yoda. I haven't watched it, so I can't give my opinion really. But what I did hear was that he's a 50-year-old baby, right? And it's like, who's the idiot who
Yeah,
wrote
that
that?
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, no, seriously, you're completely taking away the idea of the ancient. Him being 900 years old, he's ancient, therefore he has wisdom. He's lived a long time, right? By saying basically the reason he's that old simply is because his race grows at an exceptionally slow pace. You're just basically making him the same age as everybody else. It's like,
And
where's your
what
brain,
kind of
dude?
species survives on being a baby for 50 years? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it does. It's dumb. It's just not well thought out. And we see a lot of this stuff these days with writers, man. They're like, "Oh, that's a cool idea," and they just throw it in without ever thinking about it. I don't understand where the art of writing has gone. And you know what I think it is? It's a lot of people who aren't trained, and it comes back to the problem. There's a lot of people getting shit that they didn't earn. Back to the idea of the equality of outcome over the equality of opportunity. Oh my goodness. Oh, Thunder is here. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He was a hero. The media is the only whining because it was a female whore journalist that tried to ruin him. And we got to protect the woman. Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much for letting me know, Thundero. Eric says, nothing is more painful than to be falsely accused. Right? And, especially with this rape thing, like that we see the girls do a lot, and it's nothing new with that. The funny thing about this that no one ever talks about, because there's supposed to be this incredibly horrible rape culture in the world, right? And there are some places in the world where it's a problem. But the interesting thing about that for me, did you know that 95% of all rape accusations are found to be untrue? That is a shocking statistic, dude. Shocking. Anyway, Yes, it commentary on the media's bull. It seems so. Good on Mr. Eastwood there. Chrono says, are they trying to silent Clint Eastwood? Of course they are. Good on you, Clint
Mhm.
Eastwood. Chester, 2019. That's right. That's a good quote there. You quote me multiple times on that one. Out a little bit Baby Vader vid today. Cool. Yoda began his Jedi training at 100. Right? It's so stupid, dude. It's just dumb. They don't think ahead. They just say, "Oh, it's a cool idea." And they don't really take time to back up, and rethink it. I mean, it comes into the understanding of what a rewrite is. And no, she was literally okay. She slept with people for leads. Well, that's kind of like Zoe Quinn, isn't it? Hmm.
Mhm.
Anyway, I'm caught up, so let me move on to the next one. Uh-oh, that's a big head.
Uh-oh.
That's an old
Yep.
head,
Oh. He looks like a turtle.
a little bit.
So, as we predicted, the Hollywood Reporters reporting that the Marvel TV division has folded into the Marvel Studio unit,
Mhm.
and layoffs are to be expected.
Right. This is Jeff Loeb, of course, and
Mm.
he's kind of a scapegoat. I think. I feel like a lot of blame has been thrown on him for stuff that isn't necessarily his fault. But Disney does that a lot. They shift the blame, and you guys probably heard me give my opinion on the pontificators last week. That just proposing that maybe Kathleen Kennedy is doing exactly what she's told to do instead of this rebel that she's supposed to be. I don't know, just a suggestion. But poor Jeff Loeb here. But we covered this already. This is just confirming what we had already talked about. It is
Correct.
happening.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. It is what it is. All I can say is fingers crossed. Kevin Feige will do more good than bad. That's all we can say, right?
All right.
If you keep coming back to Kevin Feige like that, Jesse, he's just gonna keep hurting you, bro.
He hasn't hurt me yet, dude.
I think that's what I keep hearing from you, right? You come home with bruises, and you're like, Kevin Feige took me out on a nice date.
Fizz there. What has
I
Kevin done
ran into
wrong
a
yet?
turn up.
What has he done wrong yet? I mean, there's some
Everything.
steps that I don't agree with, but he hasn't really stepped that far out, dude.
I blame him.
All right, fine, fine. But yeah, no, we knew this was coming, and it's coming. So we'll see. There's a shakeup going on over at Disney in many ways. I think there's going to be a lot of shifts coming, particularly after Jar Jar's episode 9 drops, because that, yeah, man. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go
It's
ahead.
just same about Daredevil.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and this is from Bleeding Cool. Kevin Easterman, Petty Lard reunite after Netflix, The Toys That Made Us, to create a new Ninja Turtle comic.
Sweet.
So,
I love how the way you mispronounce things is really impressive to me. His name is
mm,
Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Yeah,
oh, sorry,
yeah. No,
Peter.
no, no problem. I love it. I personally take joy in it. But
Uh-huh.
but the Toys
My
That Made Us is
apologies.
actually a fun show. Have you guys ever watched that?
I have
Uh,
not.
Yeah, it's
no.
interesting. It's really for my generation, to be honest with you. But the fact that out of that, them talking about the absolute, monstrous toy line that came out for the TMNT, it was epic, dude. They've made a lot of money on that, and the fact that out of that is getting new turtle comics. But the question I have is, they're already making new turtle comics. What's this article really about, Denali? I mean, they never stopped making turtle comics. So what is this really telling me?
Nothing new, but basically, they're going to release another series of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles um, for IDW, and that's basically what the whole um, whole of the story is.
I
Like,
see.
if you like their runs on the Ninja Turtles, then hey, here you go.
Hmm.
You're gonna get some more
IDW
Ninja Turtle.
IDW is
Yeah.
getting a lot of that kind of hand-me-down stuff recently. So we
Hmm.
have writer Tom Waltz and artist Andy Kuhn. George, tell us a little bit about Andy. Do you know this guy, Andy Kuhn? Looks good.
I've never heard of them.
Okay. All right. But it looks pretty good though. I like we don't get much, but it looks fine. And I don't know this Tom Waltz. I probably do actually, but it's not clicking in my head offhand. Does anybody know Tom Waltz?
I know the waltz.
Yeah, this is what we need Todd in here for. Todd knows all this stuff. But yeah, they've been making.
I know Todd.
Yeah, we know Todd. It's not Todd. It's
Mm-hmm.
Tom.
I
But
wish I didn't know Todd.
Oh goodness. But I've actually read a few turtle books recently. Back when Pencil for Life, Brad over at Pencil Life was doing the New Comics Wednesday. I was part of that, and we were reading books. And it was a lot of fun. It's too bad because he changed his job and he couldn't do it. Whatever. It's no big deal. But
He's
actually, I read
yeah.
new comics over there, new turtle comics, and they were pretty good actually.
I saw myself muted, but Tom Watts was the writer for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant in Manhattan's video game.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah.
and then he also did the Ghostbuster and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossovers books as well.
Cool. All right. I guess it's just simply a different publisher. I guess it's Image that usually does Turtles, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who it was, but
No, not Image. No.
yeah.
No.
But I've read recently some turtle books that weren't bad.
IDW.
So I don't understand this story then. But whatever. Cool. More turtle books. If you like
More
turtles, go
turtles.
check it out. Sweet. Yeah. Next. Oh my.
Why is this here?
It's the bugbear about it. So this is from the BBC News. Greta Thunberg named the Time Person of the Year for 2019.
Okay. So good on you, Time, for putting more spotlight on a extremely tragically abused child. Good on you for that, Time. Let's all clap for Time Magazine supporting child abuse. Let's give them a clap. Come on, claps for Time. Good for you, dude. So this is disgusting. The whole thing going on with Greta Thunberg is disgusting. We know this. It doesn't matter what she says. She has nothing to actually say because there's no validity to anything she has to say. But she's not the point. A lot of people joking and hating on her, and I get it. But it's not her. You should be talking about all the adults around her, particularly her freaking Antifa parents that have created got this child to the point that she has anxieties, she needs medication because they've broken this girl with propaganda and brainwashing. It's disgusting and tragic what has happened to this poor girl. It's not right.
I heard a rumor regarding Greta. It's just a rumor, mind you. But the Oscars this year, I hear they're going to give her the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, probably. Yeah, probably. But it's fine that the Time Person of the Year, because let me ask a simple little question to you and the chat, by the way, because I'll come over and take a look here in a minute, guys. But let me ask a simple little question. Who would you name as Time's Person of the Year? Who comes to your mind as a person that is always in the news, that's done something important, that has created something important, whatever. That's something that means actual Person of the Year. Who would you choose, George? Who would be your choice?
Dr. Harlem.
Either Adam Schiff or Trump.
Adam Schiff or Trump? Well, Trump is constantly in the news. Everybody on the planet talks about him all the time. It's a fair choice. Schiff, I don't know about Time Man of the Year, but
Schiff constantly makes the fake news. So
it's true.
One is real news, the other one's fake news. So you have a choice.
Well, there you go. Fair choice. What about you, Booster? Who would you choose?
Chester Busby.
Thank you. Now, you made an actual comment. Doctor who?
Dr. Harlem.
Oh, Dr. Harlem. Okay. All right. So it was not a real point. What about you, Dinale?
Actually be in the news and everything, then it would probably be Bob Iger.
Maybe that's a fair choice, because it doesn't have to be a good person. It has to be a person who has dominated the news. Although I think it should be a good person, but that's what the Nobel Peace Prize is for, I suppose. Although that's a political bunch of crap too. I would personally have chosen. I get the Trump thing because he's constantly being talked about. I get that. But me personally, I think I would choose. I don't remember the name of them, but that team of doctors that have created the solid state lithium batteries, because that's going to change the world, dude. And that's going to be within like
That's
5 to
okay, I
10 years.
guess.
Okay. Dude, you're
Yeah.
talking about electric vehicles going from 100, being able to do 100 miles at max to being able to go across the country once or twice. It's a ridiculous shift to the upcoming modern world. It literally will change everything, right?
It's okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, maybe they could be the people
only
of
if
the
the
year.
weather's good. Only if the weather's good. You know that, right?
No, dude, it's a lithium battery, dude. It's not a solar regenerative battery. You just plug it in a wall and it gives you a charge for like 1,000 or 2,000 miles, or for a car. But it's going to shift everything. This solid state lithium is going to be a big deal, dude. But whatever. I don't really care that they did this. Of course, it's obviously very political from time to put her up there. But more important to me, it's this inability for these socialite media people to understand the sad, tragic state that is Greta Thunberg, and it's kind of disgusting to me. I mean, none of them have children. They don't have any sense of protection of the child in them. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. Let's see what the chat says. They probably have someone probably nominated Bugs Bunny, I'm sure. How dare you? Uh, the toy show reunited them, and they are working together for the first time in years. Oh, thank you very much, Eric. That's what it is. There you go. Let's see here. Greta lol. Greta. What a crazy joke. Yeah, a little bit. Why was this? Thundero's dealt with it. Okay. Who is this and what happened? Okay. She's been brainwashed and reprogrammed. Unfortunately, dude. Wow. Thundero, someone was causing problems. Booster Kiwi for Times Man of the Year. Okay, I'll vote for that. Everyone's saying
Terrible
Booster.
idea.
No, Booster. They want
Yeah.
you to be.
Don't do that, for goodness sake.
Thundero says, "Be nice or be gone." Someone's being naughty. Eric says, "This is the first I've heard about the lithium batteries research time. Thanks, Chester. Cool. No, dude, the solid state for them, because when you have lithium, it's suspended. They use it as a gel. They suspend it in a gel, and it's very effective. But now they've created these team of scientists, including they got a Nobel Science Prize this year. They created it in a solid glass, of course, and what that means is with solid state, of course, with any solid state situation, it makes it smaller and far more effective. And they're not 100% sure how much it's going to be able to hold, but we're looking at anything from 100 to 1,000 times more effective, and we're talking about in a 5-year period, not what it's going to look like 20 years from now. It's really impressive, actually. It will change the world, dude. Imagine having a battery set that you put in your basement or put in your utility closet, and you plug that thing in, keep it charged. Then when it's fully charged, you shut your power off at to the city, the one you pay money for every month. You shut that off, let it run on the battery, and then when the battery's low, turn it back on. We're looking at reducing your power costs down to 20% of what it could be, maybe less. It's really amazing, dude. This is the first I've heard of. Oh, you already said that. Wow, yeah, it is wow, dude. Well, anyway, let's move on. It's just so sad for me, dude. This poor girl. Anyway, moving on. Go ahead.
Gotta click on the article. There you go.
I did.
Sorry, small lag. This is from Entertainment Weekly. Oscar Isaac talks about Villeneuve, and I'm sorry I destroyed your French name. Dune is going to be shot. Yeah, Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
It means new town or new village.
Denis Villeneuve.
Okay.
Right. So
spot on. Yeah.
Awesome. So Oscar Isaac is saying that the upcoming Dune movie is going to be shocking, radically different.
Cool.
Some words he said it's going to be nightmarish. So expect an even grittier version of the Dune novels, which can't be a bad thing.
No, I heard they have Elizabeth Banks as a star.
Oh no!
Who's playing the prince?
Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, don't give me that crap. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. I don't want to hear that, dude.
No. The one who's playing Paul is the kid who played that King Henry movie on Netflix.
Oh, you mean that absolute hack job?
Tony Sharmalate, yeah.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Well, whatever. I love, of course, love Dune. I think many of us do. The original movie was pretty solid. I mean, I understand the argument that it wasn't perfectly true to the story, but I thought it was fine and it was good interpretation for the general audience. But yeah, another remake. I don't know, dude. I mean, there's so much story, but they keep retelling that original part. They don't take us forward, right? Whatever.
Because people won't watch the first movie, so they'll get lost, and they won't bother it. Yeah.
But all right, cool. Thank you, Oscar. I haven't seen anything you've done that I like, but rock on, brother. Next.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
So Verizon CEO reports to his shareholders that Disney Plus deal has exceeded their expectations.
He doesn't look happy. Booster, he doesn't look happy. You should send him a fruit basket.
Oh, I'll give him a little kissy
kisses
on his cheekies.
Little kisses. Yeah.
So he feels better. He needs to cheer up.
He needs to, yeah. Especially because it's
did very well.
It exceeded your expectations. You should be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But actually, for me, when I saw this article, you know me, I see the headline and I think about other things, not what the article actually talks about. But the thing that came to my mind when I saw this was, I've actually saw the other day on Japanese news, they were talking about, just like everybody else, they have culture and entertainment segment of the news, right? And they were talking about Disney Plus and how poorly it's doing, actually. And I was like, huh? I kind of paid attention when I heard him. I heard that go off, and I listened to it. It seems from the Japanese media, and I'm talking about their main media too, not some little side channel. They were reporting that Disney Plus is underperforming.
All right, because
that technically is exceeding expectations.
No, it's not. It's the opposite of that, George.
No. Exceeding expectations is a very neutral statement. It can go either way.
Exceed
and you comment
means to increase, George.
Well, if your expectation was only 5 people signing up and a million people signing up for it, then it exceeded your expectations. So we don't really know what the expectation was, only that it was high. And you even commented it, Chester, that he didn't look really happy about it.
No.
And there's been report that users says once the Mandalorian's done that they're going to cut off Disney Plus because they only were there to watch the first season.
And we've already seen a bunch of that already because there's a lot of people. I mean, I know a lot of Star Wars fans are happy that it doesn't suck, right? But I've seen a lot of people are like, it's not that interesting, and they said they've stated that they just shut off their Disney Plus. So it's not doing as well as some people want you to think it is. This Mandalorian. Now, I haven't seen it. It could be the most awesome thing ever, but you are getting a very mixed response to it. And I'm not talking about the SJWs; those people are purely political. They don't care about anything else. I'm talking about people who actually like Star Wars. So I don't know. We'll see, but I didn't listen to that entire conversation the news was having. I caught the tail end of it because it perked my ears up when I heard it, right? I was doing something else and I was like, and then I paid attention and saw that report. So I don't know what they were talking about before it, but I thought I didn't expect to hear that because I figured, it's doing as well as they would expect it to do, or even exceeding it. But I don't know. Does anybody here have Disney Plus? Anybody?
No.
Yes.
George?
I don't even know if I can get Disney Plus.
You can. So you have it, Todd. Okay. What do you think about the service?
It has issues because it drops a little bit more than Netflix ever did. Especially I think I joined Netflix maybe in its third year, so I never had any issues with Netflix. It usually when it's dropped, it's my internet, but Disney does drop sometimes, and it's Disney and not my internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they had that little problem with people's account numbers getting out or credit cards or something like that.
Right.
which that's kind of an old thing to happen. You would think they would have been on top of that, but yeah. Let me see here what the chat has to say. What do you guys mean by brainwash and reprogram? For what? I just not understanding here. She says something about production costs. No, with Greta Thunberg, if you actually listen to anything beyond that, how dare you, which is only thing everyone ever talks about. But if you actually go back and listen to the entire little speech she gives, what you see is one, clearly she's acting, and she does come from an acting family. It's clear she's acting. But then at
She
the same,
sounds just like Emma Watson in her little feminism speech. Sounds just like her.
she does. But then when she loses it and actually shows some actual emotion, she's emoting about something that's not actually true, right? And if you understand a little bit of her background, you know that she's heavily medicated. She has all kinds of various mental illnesses going on in her that are affecting her physically as they can. And if you understand why, well, it's because she's being told that we're all going to die in 12 years. The planet is on fire. There will be no humanity in the future. How dare you destroy and tear away my childhood and everyone else's? It's sad, et cetera, et cetera. And of course,
We
none
have
of
to
that is
eat
true.
bugs, Chester.
We have to eat bugs.
Eat
But I mean,
bugs, stop driving cars so
Yeah.
we can change the weather.
yeah, and of course, none of this is true. None of this is even close to true. And if you have any questions about this, all you have to do is go and do research on yourself. Like I always say, don't listen to what I say, make your own damn opinion, right? And if you go and research the science, you'll find that it's bunk. It is bunk. Even in the worst case projection of the science, it's bunk, right? And this poor girl has been she's been reprogrammed, right? She has been completely and utterly brainwashed to the point that it's causing her physical illness, right? And all of these adults around her are happy to take advantage of it because, look, we have a little girl who will get up and say exactly what we want to say for our political and financial agenda. It's disgusting. Right? And her parents, in particular, are disgusting. Keep in mind that they're directly behind this, for one. Two, they are Antifa, right? They are Antifa, and that is a terrorist organization. And three, this is not new. This girl has been being marched around, paraded around for years. I remember very clearly her being in the with Barack Obama in an interview, and him doing the same crap with her. This poor girl has been abused for years and years, being sold propaganda and used as a mouthpiece. It's not right. It's simply not right. And I just want to know where the ethics of people are that they can't take a moment to think of the damn children. And yes, I said it. Think of the damn children, right? You should have a little bit of responsibility in you for looking out for those who can't look out for themselves. I mean, come on now. Come on. Anyway, that's what it is, Jennifer. Moving on here. Oh no, what is this? Dinale?
Wait, we already read about this. Just the print article about it.
Which is
Yeah, why is this
this
up?
is not. Well, the first one was the lawsuit that the Journal is doing. This is the article talking about that Warner Brothers are vowing to blow up the baseless lawsuit, and her county suing the thing. So the first article is the publication. This one is Warner Media countersuing.
Okay, so all right, so they're not going to take some of this stupid left wingers trying to make themselves look better. Warner Brothers said, "You want to play the ball? Well, fine. The gloves are off." Oh, I get it. Next.
Yeah.
Stop it. I don't want this. I don't want to support you. All right, go ahead.
Right. So this is a ad piece from NBC, which is trying to spin a narrative that revealing your superhero identity is a good thing because it can't be really maintained. And they're talking about the latest reveal that happened for Superman identity, which, if you really think about it, all his enemies will know who he is. Mm-hmm. And everybody who knows who he is will always consider him as Superman and not as Clark Kent.
I see.
So,
this would not be a problem if he just kept his glasses on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
But of course, this is ridiculous. They've kept his anonymity for 80 years. So yeah, I don't know this site, but just from this simple article, it's telling me that I have a site here that is way too big for their britches because they call themselves Think because they think they're special.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Section from NBC News.
Ridiculous.
Mhm.
Yeah, he doesn't need to reveal his identity at all. It's not necessary. Stop with your politic. But all right, so this is like a non-article. All right, I could care less.
Bendis are literally doing what he's already done with Daredevil and what literally happened in the end of the New 52 of the Superman run. So yeah, Bendis.
Well, it's like who was it that wanted that made Superman no longer an American? He tore up his passport and became a citizen of Earth. Who was it? Who did that?
Oh God!
Somebody did
I can't. I can't
Some
remember.
cuck.
It was it was during the period that he was wearing jeans and a Superman T-shirt.
Yes.
Oh my. Oh,
Super
well.
Chad.
It's Super Chad, exactly. Next. Oh. This looks
All right,
good.
so yeah, so Star Wars Bounty Hunter is becoming a series, and it's going to follow several bounty hunters as they go for bounty hunting.
Ooh.
Around the time, I believe, of The Empire Strikes Back. So they're trying to channel that era with this series.
Wow, it's going to be drawn by Paolo Villanelli. Dude, thank you. Who's writing this, dude?
Let me see. I believe it's let me see. Battle.
I don't see offhand.
Tron Sachs.
Not sure. Let me just check the cover and see if they put it on there. But the art is freaking awesome, dude. And Marvel Star Wars comic books are pretty good, dude. This guy's a killer artist. I mean, is it the it's the same guy doing the cover, right, Todd? Todd, did he leave again?
Oh,
Oh, this
No,
looks like
this
Mark
is
Brooks.
It looks like Mark Brooks. Okay, so different cover. But I've seen Paulo's stuff before. He's pretty good, dude.
Ethan Sachs.
Ethan Sachs. Oh, okay.
It's, right. Lee Bermejo.
This is the cover.
Is doing the
that's the
covers.
cover.
Yeah.
But I've seen
Yeah.
Pablo's
Great cover art.
He's a pretty good artist, actually. So yeah, no, cool, dude. I think more bounty hunters, the merrier. Scum and villainy. And like I said, Marvel's done a pretty good job with the Star Wars stuff. I mean, there's a couple nonsense things in there. I mean, it is what it is. But overall, I'd say they're pretty good. The Vader thing was doing really well for a while there. But awesome. What do you think about this, Todd?
Good idea.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like a good bounty hunter, right?
Right.
And who doesn't want more Boba Fett? It seems to be, everyone's clamoring for Boba Fett.
Yeah, no, they really do seem to like him. And of course, the Mandalorian's doing pretty well overall. I'd say it's a positive. So it's a good idea. Sweet. Good comic book news. That's what we want, dude.
Yes. Yeah, wow. Comic book news on Comics News Today. Who would have thought it?
Who would have thought, right?
But
that's cool. All right. And then our last story of today. Why? Oh, this one's funny though. This is a good way. This is good. No, this is good to end the day. This is perfect. This is a good laugh. Go ahead, dude.
This is from Screen Rant. Trump use of Thanos is sick. Says villain creator Jim Starlin. But if you scroll down and actually show what his Trump campaign showed, you start laughing hysterically.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Let's click it. Go on, click it. Click
it. I am inevitable.
Yeah, that's great, bug artist, but I'm inevitable.
Yeah, they fact checked it. Trump is not Thanos. They fact checked that. They were on that.
Yeah.
That's fake news.
I am inevitable.
On this solemn day, I recall that the first order of business.
Hey, that's the guy from Massachusetts. It's Richie Neal.
Yeah. That's perfect. Oh no, we gotta watch that again. Come on. That's funny.
It wasn't even Trump who made or tweeted this. He just retweeted this, and it makes them go insane.
I can't believe we're reporting on
They
this.
hate it.
I recall that the first order of business,
That reaction.
members of
That's beautiful, dude. That's beautiful. And of course, stunning and brave. But he triggers them so easily, dude. I mean, so easily they are triggered. It's
What
funny.
can they do? They make these articles that they're just so mad that they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I know.
They're
But of course, you have
so mad.
you got Nancy Pelosi, super Catholic over there, and she never thinks any harmful or negative things about anybody. She's the most loving human ever. Don't you know? Whatever. These idiots. And of course, this is making a joke about the impeachment thing and how ridiculous it is, and it is ridiculous. It's to be fair, they could have simply went more with a censure, and it would have been not as big a deal. But they're doing what they're doing, and what they're kind of doing is guaranteeing a Trump re-election, which is interesting to me. But whatever, that's funny. So that's what we got for today, guys. And interesting news. We are using Todd's little watermark there to keep ourselves from getting,
Thank you, Todd.
picked on.
Yeah,
thank you, Todd. But anyway,
What are you talking about, watermark? What do you mean? I don't get it.
go ahead, Dinale.
So every time we watch the trailer, we put the watermark. But since we having technical issue putting the fan speed watermark, we use the IndieCom TV watermark to protect ourselves from being struck. Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Cool.
Yeah, it seems to work because every time we play a trailer or something like that, we get copyright struck, right? So hopefully we'll see. We'll keep trying to see if it works. But anyway, thank you guys. Great show. That was a lot of fun. We covered a lot of interesting things and some silly things as we always do. But it's just for a laugh as usual, and to kind of look at what's happening in the world today that affects us in the comic book world and the video games and stuff. Because we're more than that. We're just a bunch of nerds, and we enjoy being a nerd, right? And having fun with the stuff we do. And sometimes it's a little more serious, but in general, we're just having some fun. But I do want to have everyone here give their closing statements so we can get out of here. Keep in mind that in an hour, you have Drone Recorder Pro Edition, and of course, Tank Ferret is going to be over there representing us from the Ultimate Edition here. And definitely go support him. He's a great artist, and it should be fun. Does anybody know what the topic is today for the Pro Edition?
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, very, very nice. And actually, a cool little thing to say. I was doing the IndieCom TV stuff, of course, with Todd, and we had John Boy Mayers on. Of course, he's a great artist. He's done a bunch of stuff, Teen Titans included, and he was very, very nice and sent me one of his art books as a thank you for being on the show. And my daughter saw that and stole that instantly, dude. That left my house in less than 24 hours. So
Wow.
yeah,
I hope you got to look at it at least. That was pretty nice. It has a nice
yeah.
cover, like I don't know what you call it, but it has a slip-in case.
Yeah,
really cool.
Very nice. And I did look at it. Of course, I paged through it, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's he's a really good artist, and I thanked him personally already for sending that to me. But it's better my daughter have it. I mean, she's a huge Teen Titans fan, and she will appreciate that quite a bit. So, but thank you very much to John Boy Mayers for doing that, and awesome, dude. But yeah, Teen Titans are a lot of fun. Now, let's go ahead and get our last comments from the folks today before we get out of here. So, Todd, go ahead and say something to the peoples.
Oh, well, keep a lookout for terrific productions. We're like assembling some writers and artists, and we got some good things going. I seen the first issue of Die Hard. There won't be Youngblood just yet for a while, but that's all I can say about that. And obviously, you guys have seen some of the Thor stuff that I'm working on. So I think it's really starting to get a little more serious. So we grabbed some good artists because there's the independent market has some really good talent, and it's just there's only so many jobs out there for these great artists. So we're going to try to get some of those guys to come join us. And it's working.
That's awesome, dude. That is awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, with your IndieCom TV that he also does, we haven't had a Coffee Akihabara in a little while because we haven't had a guest. But hopefully,
Right.
we will have a guest soon because I do
I
love doing
wanted
it.
Andrew to do our show. I wanted you to put Andrew kind of on the hot seat because everything is always so hush hush, and I wanted to see what you get out of him. That's really what I wanted to do because I know people are interested. I know people want to know, like, what the heck's going on with Youngblood, and I know all these things, but I just can't talk about them. But
Sure.
I was wondering what you could get out of him because you
dude.
might have a knack for it. So
Yeah.
he just didn't want to do it, like, the last minute. I was like, come on, man. So many people want to hear what you have to say. You know, they see your what I would call, I don't know, a little bit bizarre Twitters, and they're not really sure what you're getting at sometimes. So I thought maybe by answering some direct questions, you might
Clarify.
you know, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'd be happy to do it. You know, I am. I love doing that
Yeah.
show. It's fun. I get to talk to industry people, and I get free stuff, which is awesome. But yeah, no. So just keep me update, and hopefully we'll have a interview soon. But that is kind of a show that we interview people in the industry. So when that happens, we do it. So I'm looking forward to it, though. Thank you very much, Todd. George, do you have anything positive to say, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, George. Booster, hi.
No, yes.
Did you eat any pies today?
No, I had noodles today.
He ate a bird.
Oh.
Oh my
Kiwi
God.
bird.
He went and got a soundboard. The world is going to end. Pigs are flying.
Don't do
No,
drugs.
That's a little toy that my daughter got from New Zealand.
Oh, really? That's cute. That's cute.
Yeah.
Well, New Zealand is the land of birds. That is a fair point.
We have a lot of birds.
Yeah, it's an interesting place actually. And of course, you know, when the Maori came over, they murdered most of them, especially the big ones. But hey, that's
The
life.
moa, yeah.
Yeah.
Rip moa.
And the giant eagle and all kind of stuff. It's pretty sad.
Mm.
But anyway,
But that was just a white lie, though, Chester. Don't say that out loud.
is it a white lie? It's not just
Yeah,
a
it's
lie.
a lie by the white peoples.
Oh, I see. That's the white lie is
Yeah.
taking on a new meaning these days. That's sweet.
Yeah.
All right. All right. That's the way the world shakes out. But of course, thank you guys very much. We're going to get out of here and we're going to let Dinale take us out.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for joining for Comics News today. Join us at less than an hour for the Drawn and Core Pro Edition, which will be drawing the Teen Titans. Tank Ferret's our champion, so cheer him on. Join us tomorrow for Comics News Today at 8 p.m., followed by the Ultimate Edition of Drawn and Quartered. So it's going to be a lot of fun for those two shows. Join the Immortal Mass newsletter at dinalescomics@gmail.com. I'm very happy about everything that's going on. And don't take yourself too serious. Life, always have a lot of lemons. Always try to make a lemonade out of it. But remember, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Double namaste.
Namaste, I mean. Yeah.
Double namaste. Sweet. Later, guys.
Bye, I love you.
Good night.
No.
Merry Christmas.